Pakistan's facade of peace and progress in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir has once again crumbled. Violent protests that rocked the region for several days have exposed Islamabad's systematic neglect and exploitative policies. The Shehbaz Sharif-led government was forced to sign a face-saving deal with the demonstrators after the deaths of at least a dozen people and hundreds injured. What Pakistan is calling a victory for peace is in reality a clear defeat of its coercive rule. Report.
After days of violent protests that left Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir in turmoil, Pakistan's federal government capitulated, signing a 25-point agreement with the Jammu-Kashmir Joint Awami Action Committee to end the unrest. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Tariq Fazal Chaudhry hailed it as a peaceful victory, though few in the region share that sentiment. The deal includes compensation and jobs for the families of victims, a 10 billion rupees plan to upgrade PoJK's power system, land regularization in Bangla Dam areas, and the rollout of health cards. A judicial probe has also been promised to investigate the violence, and the government has agreed to release all arrested protesters. But beneath the veneer of reconciliation lies growing resentment. The unrest began on September 29, 2025 after talks collapsed between local authorities and leaders of the Jammu Kashmir Joint Awami Action Committee or JKJAAC, a coalition of traders and civil rights groups. But when Islamabad dismissed their appeals, thousands took to the streets in one of the biggest protests PoJK has seen in recent years. What began as a peaceful strike soon turned violent after police resorted to brutal force. At least 10 civilians, including 3 police personnel, were killed in the clashes. Hundreds more were injured as the administration used heavy crackdowns to silence public anger. Internet and mobile services were shut down, cutting the region off from the world and families abroad. On the sidelines of the ongoing UN Human Rights Council session in Geneva, leaders of the United Kashmir People's National Party denounced Islamabad's repression and urged global attention to the crisis in PoJK.
The people have realized that they are not ready to live with Pakistan, and the major aspiration and vision will of the people in all these regions are to reunite with the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir. So because of this notion, Pakistan is trying to use force in order to silence the people, but people are not ready to be silenced. And now you can see the internet and mobile phones have been blocked, and there is no connection between the international diaspora community with their families. So they disconnect everything and put the entire population behind the Iron Curtain and trying to meet with the fist of force.
This isn't the first time such anger has erupted. Just last year, 4 people were killed during similar demonstrations, prompting the Sharif government to hastily approve a 24 billion rupee relief grant. The promises included subsidies on flour and electricity, but like every other pledge made by Islamabad, implementations never came. This persistent neglect has fueled deep resentment. People accuse the so-called puppet government in Muzaffarabad of being nothing more than Islamabad's rubber stamp, serving elites rather than citizens. At Geneva, UK PNP chairman Shaukat Ali Kashmiri also exposed the double standards of Islamabad's so-called democratic setup, accusing the puppet government in Muzaffarabad of serving Pakistan's elite interest instead of its citizens.
The constitution of Pakistan is declaring its own territory, Pakistan territory, and PoJK and Gilgit-Baltistan is not part and parcel of the Pakistan, but through 4 land officers which came from the Punjab is rare ruler of this area. And now it is the people, it is the civil society who are asking that restore our basic human rights. They are not asking for the ruling They are just they are asking, protect our natural resources. Do not, you have no right to plunder our natural resources. But unfortunately, Pakistan is not ready.
While Islamabad boasts of peace deals, the ground reality paints a grim picture. The repression in PoJK continues under surveillance, censorship, and enforced silence. The ongoing demonstrations have become a powerful symbol of defiance against decades of injustice.
More than 2.5 years, people are on the streets and they are demanding for their basic fundamental human rights. And Pakistan is not ready to listen their voices. They are peacefully protesting. They didn't take guns. They are non-violent. This is the beauty of that movement. People's Right Movement under the banner of Awami Action Committee. And we are standing by them, and at international level, we are their voice because they don't have any representation anywhere. And from 29th September, and whole area is locked down.
With the agreement bringing a temporary calm to the streets, questions remain over whether Islamabad's promises will translate into real change for the people of Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Even as protests subside, voices of dissent continue to echo beyond borders. At the ongoing UN Human Rights Council session in Geneva, exiled leaders have urged the global community to hold Pakistan accountable for its rights abuses and systematic neglect in PoJK. Observers warn that without genuine political reforms and respect for local aspirations, Pakistan risks yet another cycle of unrest in the already fragile region.